Welcome to the Bollettieri Tennis Academy. We've got a young girl from Portugal here. We're going to take a look at video analysis, the forehand, the backhand, and the serve. It's Patricia. Patricia, we're going to take a look. Alright, first we're going to take a look at this forehand. I got a couple of forehands, there's a couple of backhands. Hits the ball very well. You have very good technique, without a doubt. Look, this is a pretty good shot. We're going to play it in slow motion here. The left hand all the way out to catch the ball. It's a pretty compact backswing. We like it. I think it's just a very good shot. Okay, very good. I think one of the suggestions to make, is when I watch you hit live balls, to make sure that you focus on the lower base, make sure that the feet are on the ground when you strike the ball, all right? And a nice wide base at the end. In this shot, you do have a very nice wide base at the end. We definitely like to see our students have this good wide base with this back foot coming around. That way, they're going to be ready for the next shot, okay? So I think the shot is very good. I have another one here. We could play this one. So the suggestion then is to try to make sure that you really have a good stable platform on the bottom. Also, I'm going to try to make sure that we turn that racket head to create a little more topspin when you get out to hit the ball. Watch, the left hand all the way out, this is perfect. It's a nice small backswing. The knees are bent. This is very good. When you go all the way out to hit this ball, right when the racket passes in front of you, if we could keep your elbow, this elbow, watch. If we can focus on keeping this elbow over here a little bit more, over here, and focus on the turn like this, and the elbow follows. I'll show you an example of what I mean. It'll be an easier way to create more topspin. When the racket passes in front of you, it's tricky to see because you did swing it pretty fast. When it passes in front of you, the more strings we could see like this, the better. I like to try to lock in this wrist right here. Sometimes if a student gets too much with the wrist like this, then they can lose their topspin or change the whole timing. So if we can just drive out like this, and I'll show you an example of that. But otherwise, I don't know. I think the technique is very good. It's just nitpicking, but look at the upper arm. It's sort of aimed in the direction over here, see? But we aimed our ball down the line. Right? So the simpler you can keep it, that's it. The shot is over. Right? All the way out, all the way up. Just keep it simple. I think that your technique is awfully solid here. And by the way, before I forget, I got to say on this videotape that you are the only player. I've done almost 1,700 videos. And you are the only player who hit my bucket with a forehand and a backhand. That's never happened before. So I figure you're here to win that tournament, so I'm going to have to go watch you play next week, no doubt. Former world number one, Martina Hingis, very, very, very steady, very smart player, okay? She could do everything like an artist out there. There's the racket. Okay, now watch what happens. A short backswing. When she goes to strike the ball out in front, you're going to notice her elbow stay over here on the right-hand side. See how it stays on the right? She's trying to keep the shot as simple as possible. It stays on the right. If you look at her right hip and the right elbow, it stays on the right. Okay? So the idea then is what happens when it gets right in front of her, she turns it up. So when the racket passes in front of her face, the tip is up, the handle is down, and the strings are out. You know that she hit a bit of topspin. Another example of the same idea would be Roger Federer. You take a look at Roger here. Left hand out, steps in, weight over the ball. Here it is. From low to high, his grip's a little different, so he has to get a little bit lower. All the way out, but look what happens when it gets in front of him, right? So most of the players, when they have that extra topspin, you can really see the low to high. You can really see that extra swing up on the ball. Tommy Haas, real quick here, keeps the racket here on the right, separates the hands, and then watch. All the way out, all the way up. Okay? So it's here, more like this. I think your shot is very good. Hit the bucket. Let's not leave that out. You got to find a backhand. Is this a backhand? Yeah. I got a couple of backhands here. Very, very steady. Look at this backhand. This is very nice. Look, there, turning the racket back. Maybe we can get it back a little bit sooner, but I like it. Look, all the way out. Try to make those arms straight, as straight as we possibly can go, and then get a good wide base at the end. It's a very nice form. You're 14. It's beautiful form. I like to see, it's a pretty small backswing. I don't want to see that elbow behind the back too any more than that. I like to see those arms going as straight as possible when you strike that ball, powering all the way out. And again, if it passes in front of the face, if we could see some more strings, by turning, a little bit more of a turn action, you'll get a little bit more topspin. So what that means is when you hit it, make sure that you're turning up with that left arm. I'll show you an example of topspin as well as somebody who hits it flat. Get that hip all the way around and the feet nice and wide. I got another one here. There's another one. This is a different backhand that here we can play. Oh, this one I fit a little deeper. See what's going to happen. All the way out, right? So we want to get a nice low base at the end. What about the topspin? When it passes in front, we're getting a little bit flatter, but it's a good shot nonetheless. Let's take a look at some examples. Use a couple different examples for the backhand. The first one, slide you over a little bit there. Andre Agassi, you're going to see him with his nice relaxed arms here. So he just pushes the racket all the way out. His elbows are in front. Keeps it nice and relaxed. Small backswing. He's going to go all the way out. His focus is to drive it all the way out there. That's where he gets the power. By going all the way out. You see those arms. He focuses on swinging forward, whether it's the forehand or the backhand, out that way. The focus is to drive the ball forward, drive the racket head forward. I'm going to play it all the way through now. Let me back it up so it's nice and smooth. Here we go. From the backswing, all the way out, and then the back foot's going to come all the way around at the end. A good example of topspin for you, though, is Nadal. Nadal's a lefty, okay? But look, the computer can create a mirror and flip him so that he'll hit off the same side. Then it makes a little bit more sense so we could watch it. You're going to see him really drop from low to high. And again, when the racket passes in front of him, you could see some strings. And then you know he hit the outside of the ball right in there. And he keeps a nice bend in that left wrist. As what we teach here, the palm out. Whether it's the forehand or the backhand, you get to get the backhand as a left-handed forehand. With the strings out, we say the palm out. So it's the palm of the left hand out. He achieves this goal by trying to maintain a little bit of a bend there. And that's what we do teach here at the Academy, trying to get that palm out, whether it's the forehand, whether it's the backhand, or really whether it's the serve, all the way out. Nice wide base. So both Nadal and Andre had the good wide base at the end of their shots, right? Here I was talking about front foot to achieve that goal as well. We've got to find some serves, a couple of serves. Oh, that looks backwards. There we go. Now, a couple of your serves hit into the net. And I think the primary goal there is to try to keep your right. This one goes into the net, by the way. It's a pretty good motion. We like to see the hips staying sideways as long as possible. Here, what we teach at the Academy here, it kind of opens a bit. You'll see that it opens on the early side. So right now it's open early. The other thing is we try to make sure that we're watching the ball as best we can, and the body from here to here. Maybe if we can get the body here to there, would be a little better. But this one goes into the net. We got to focus on keeping your right shoulder up. Watch this right shoulder. We got to keep it up. That one goes into the net. This one here, this one I don't think went into the net. I'll take a look at this one. The last one doesn't go into the net. I know that you like the last one a lot. Well, you kind of pulled it down. I get concerned about that right shoulder coming down a little bit. I'm going to play this one, and then we're going to put some examples on. This one is the one that you liked. You really went after this ball. I'll give you that. The ball toss is way out in front. You got to be careful, though, with the angle of the body. See? This probably barely made it over the net, right? Because they're reaching so far. You did a good job, though. Try to keep those hips sideways. Let's take a look at the shoulder. I'm going to put a couple of examples, at least two here. Let's take a look at Maria Sharapova first. She's going to keep the hips sideways. She considers it a throwing motion. For some of us, the throwing motion is very natural. Okay, when she's going to go up to hit the ball, there's a couple things to look at. Let me back it up just one frame, right in there. Most of the big servers, their chest is going to be up like that to the ball. Most of the big servers, you'll see that chest up. Most of the big servers, you'll see those hips sideways a little bit, right? But most of the big servers, you'll also see that right shoulder staying up for a long period of time. They don't want to pull it down. That pulls the ball down into the net. Another example of what I'm referring to with respect to the chest and the right shoulder. Roger Federer, if you watch his chest, you watch his right shoulder in through here, the right shoulder is going to stay up, up, up. So it's as if that right shoulder kept going up through the hip. I'm going to play that one more time because it's tricky to see. Since I see it a lot, I watch this all the time. So all the way up, up. It's still going up, that right shoulder. He propels that ball up. The chest was open to the core. I'm going to show you one more about that because I think perhaps it'll help you. That's not it. That's the player I want, but I want him hitting a serve. You take a look at Pete Sampras here, you'll see his chest really going up to the ball. See right in there? So you'll see most of the big servers doing stuff like that, all right? So maybe that would be a tweak to help you get the bigger serve earlier. Another one here, James Blake. Nice, simple one. Look, just throws the ball up, down, there's the chest, there, and then boom, throws it up, keeps that shoulder up. Pleasure making your video. I'm sure you'll do good with the tournament, hitting my bucket. Might have some dents in that bucket now. But we appreciate it and enjoy having you here at the Academy. Hope you have a good time, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you.